All right, so I am here with Cheri, one of our newest members, and I am just so full of joy to be able to meet her. God has definitely brought her down a very, very rough path and journey. But what she is experiencing along this journey, she is seeing God show up in amazing ways in nature. And you were just telling me, Cheri, if you could kind of explain the how he showed up the other day in trust, because actually this is a blog article that I was just working on last night too, was trust in the Lord with all your heart. And trust seems to be a theme right now that's coming out. So just tell me the story about how you were sharing. Um,
Okay. Okay. Well, I was, which what I often do to, because God has spoken to me in such a profound way through nature and showing me Himself through nature, and that how personal He is um, through nature when I felt peopleless. And so, as I often do, I walk, and when I begin the walk, I start with, "What do you have today for me, God? What do you have today for me?" And I never know what's going to happen. And I bring Him. I am me. I'm authentic. I'm just bring myself to Him in whatever place I am. And so I was in this place, and I know that through the things that have happened, that trust is one of those things that I'm regaining my footing, and I want to be 100%. I want to trust 100%, but so I'm coming before Him, and I'm just saying, God, I'm I'm in this place. And so anyway, I'm walking along, and then the childhood song comes into my mind: "Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey." And so I start just singing this along the path, and I walk quite a ways further, and I've sang through the chorus several times, and then I come to this place, and all of a sudden I see this black squirrel, and he looks at me, he stops, and usually, they're just they quickly run up a tree or something and they're gone. And this one spent the time to engage with me, and so he looked at me, and I'm like, "Don't go away." And I'm always trying to grab my phone so I can get a picture really fast, and it's really hard to get a squirrel. I managed to get a couple, but because they're usually just so skittish and off they go. And so, but he didn't, and so he just stayed, and so I was able to I just started talking to him, and we had this exchange. I mean, eye to eye, we're looking at each other. He's going up the tree a little bit, and then he'd look at me, and I'd look at him, and we're just curious. And I'm talking to him, and I'm just saying, "You're so cute," and and this joy is coming out, and I'm just being delighted because I know I'm having a real exchange with this being that God created, and we're for those moments, we're together, we're communicating, we're having an experience. And so I've learned when these moments come that it's so precious. And so, yeah, it just really touched my heart. And so it was just this engaging time where he stayed, I got closer to the tree, he didn't run off. We're looking at each other. And so before and then I thought, gosh, Cheri, that was like really significant. You shouldn't just let this go away. Either I should journal it or do something. And then I was like, I'm going to look up the symbolism for black squirrel. So I just pulled out my phone real quick and Googled what's the symbolism for a black squirrel, and it was trust. It was trust. And it just immediately brought tears to my eyes. It's like, are you kidding me? Of all the animals I could engage with today, and just like, I don't know, half a mile back, I'm singing "Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey." And it just was like so personal. It was like, God, you don't make this stuff up. You can't make this up. It could have been a whole different animal or a cloud or the wind that day or something, but it was a black squirrel. That day it was a black squirrel. And I needed that moment, and it was what I call the moments of sustenance. That was my manna for the day. That was my moment of sustenance. That's to get me to the next place, to know God sees me. And that black squirrel shared that moment so that I could look that up and see trust. It's like, no way. God, you're so cute. You have a sense of humor. So anyway, it melted my heart. It was very precious.
Yeah, it absolutely. And I thank you so much for sharing it.
You're welcome.
I'm excited. We're working on Cheri's page right now so that we can get her in the directory and let more people know about what she's doing. And nature guided experience is going to be part of that. And just excited. So thank you so much, Cheri, for just sharing from your heart. And I know it will impact the lives of other people and create a ripple. So
Thank you.
be well and God bless.
Thank you.